Today we've got a thrilling AFC West showdown as the Denver Broncos take on their division rivals, the Las Vegas Raiders. Both teams are fighting to keep their playoff dreams alive in what's shaping to be a pivotal matchup for the standings. The Broncos come into this game with a 5-3-1 record after an intense win over the Colts, but they still find themselves in third place, 2 games behind the division leaders. Meanwhile, the Raiders are right behind, sitting in last place at 5-4. This game is crucial. Whoever wins keeps their playoff hopes alive, while the loser will have a steeper hill to climb. Las Vegas has shocked the league with their 4th best offense, led by veteran quarterback Baker Mayfield. With playmakers like Josh Jacobs, Davante Adams, and Michael Mayer, they can score from anywhere on the field. But their defense has been their Achilles heel, despite being anchored by Max Crosby and standout rookie Xavier Rhodes, who's currently tied with our own rookie corner Tony Colvin at 3 interceptions apiece. For the Broncos defense, keep an eye on Carl Barrington. He's coming off an impressive 2-sack game against the Colts and is already at star development. But could today be the day he steps up to superstar status? On the offensive side, second-year receiver Kendrick Whitworth was benched last game, but today he's back in the starting lineup, ready to prove that he can be a vital part of our offense. And if he doesn't take that step, it will be out of our hands on how it will determine his future playing time. This will be the first of our 2 games in this episode, but for this matchup, we'll have to see if we can contain this high-powered offense, put some pressure on Baker Mayfield like we did against Anthony Richardson, but even more importantly, can we actually be productive in the second half? Last game against the Colts, we couldn't even get a first down in the back end of the game, but maybe we can get off to an even better start today. And that's not a good way to do it, as Banks gets crushed on his first touch. And shockingly, he ended up with under 100 yards last game, even with 2 20-plus rushing plays. But now Bayer is going to rely on his strong arm. He's got a man open, it's caught, and racing for the end zone! Touchdown! On the opening drive, Kendrick Whitworth redeems himself in front of our beloved fans. What a way to respond after being benched a week ago. I'm sure that felt amazing for him, knowing we believed in his talent and seeing him display it right in front of our eyes. This Raiders' dynamic offense is led out by Baker Mayfield, who will take on the field. And it'll be interesting how we handle the different weapons they have lined up. Josh Jacobs, one of the stars in the backfield, takes the carry, exploding through with space for a first down, leading them inside Broncos territory late in the first quarter. We did well against Jonathan Taylor last game, but Jacobs looked like he watched film on where the open lanes are in our defense. As Mayfield feels the heat and ultimately will spike this on the ground before Gills added to his sack streak. Davante Adams lined up between 2 receivers on second down. From the gun, he opts to go underneath, and Mayfield has his first completion of the game to Michael Mayer, who's the second leading receiver on this team. And the Raiders will back themselves up as former first overall pick DeMarcus Preston jumps early. Mayer and Adams both lined up on the bottom of the screen on 3rd and long. Mayfield rolling out right and lofts it towards the end zone, and it's nowhere near anyone, and the Raiders unable to find the end zone on this drive. Carlson will boot this up, and the Raiders close the gap to make it a 7-3 game, and we will jump into the middle of the second quarter as the Broncos are past midfield. They hand it off to Banks, has a bit of space, but the Raiders close on him quickly for only a couple. Already with 33 yards on 9 carries, and we're still waiting for him to have his big run. This time Mitchell will get into the action with a screen. Pryor lays a Raider out flat and trips up Mitchell. You love to see a big man annihilate an opponent, but that might have costed a few more yards for Mitchell tripping over him. And now Bayer is going to fire a bullet again. Got him and crossing the pylon. Touchdown, Marvin Mims Jr. We found the end zone last game and able to deliver here. And our receivers are frying the secondary today with these big plays. And Bayer is making it look easy out there. Already a 2-possession game with under 2 minutes till the half. Mayfield has time. He'll go underneath to Jacobs, and that will net them 6. Mayfield now 8 for 18 for only 66 yards. He's going to try and add to that here as he finds Jacoby Myers, breaks a tackle, and picks up a first down. Davante Adams lined up in the slot. Mayfield sets his feet and dumps it up to Myers again. And the Raiders are near field goal range with under a minute to go. Mayfield over the middle, got him again. Josh Jacobs. And the Raiders will line up after a quick timeout. They have 2 remaining. Now he's working the pocket, firing deep to the end zone, and too far off the mark. And that was a missed opportunity on that one-on-one. We've seen a lot of gun formation from the Raiders today. Now Mayfield gonna throw left, and broken up. Carl Barrington with a nice play against Davante Adams, who's had a quiet game. Now Mayfield looking downfield. Not enough time, and he's going to dump it off. And good tackling there by Bush to force another field goal try by the Raiders. Carlson now from 41. Kick is up, and good. The Raiders close the gap to make this an 8-point game. So far in the first half, we've been able to execute on some big plays through the air, and we've really neutralized Davante Adams in this game. He's been pretty much non-existent. And now with 14 seconds left, we'll just see the Broncos run out the clock. But they might get more as Banks has a lane. 40, 30, 20, all alone, touchdown! Lester Banks always finds a way to give us that wow factor when we watch him. And he does it once again. His electrifying speed will run us all the way into the locker room with a 21-6 lead. Just so proud of our first half performance, and we'll actually jump ahead to the fourth quarter because both offenses haven't been able to get much going in the second half so far. As Mayfield will dump this off again to Jacobs, and he currently leads the Raiders in receptions, which is telling how well our secondary is doing in this game. Now Myers another catch, takes a huge hit by Colvin, but still somehow able to get just enough for a first down. Now Adams in the slot. Mayfield looks that way but throws over the middle and connects. Trey Tucker with a massive catch, and the Raiders are inside the 10 for the first time today. Now Mayfield orchestrating the offense. Decides to dump it off, but Mike Dana isn't having it. Breaking up that pass out in coverage, and it's 2nd and goal. Mayfield now 26 of 41 with 234 yards. He's gonna step up and slide down, and the Raiders are 4 yards away from their first touchdown of the game. Mayfield going on empty, and that's caught in the end zone. Raiders close the gap as Michael Mayer will secure the Raiders' first touchdown of the game, and it's back to an 8-point game. A little over 3:20 to go in the fourth. Broncos offense struggling to score once again in the second half. Banks will get it on the screen, has space, and outrunning Raiders and finding a way to pick up another first down. They are now 9 of 17 with 159 yards and 2 scores. But that's too far out of the reach of his receiver, and I couldn't see who that was from my angle. On second down, 2:31 to go. Barry looks to hand it off but keeps it, and the Raiders played that read option to perfection, and leading us to a 3rd and long. Broncos playing it safe with Banks. He cuts and finds some room, but ultimately well short of reaching the marker. And Nicholas Sharp, the rookie punter, will look to pin them deep. It's a high kick, looks like a good one. Nope, I lied, it's a great kick. Sharp pins them all the way to the 1, and Mayfield will need a 99-yard miracle drive along with a 2-point play. From the 1 in the gun, they opt to run, and Tony Adams fires in. That's a safety. What a play by the defense, and that will essentially wrap up this game. Broncos run out the clock, and we improve to our 6th win of the season. Just a hard-fought victory once again, a big one in fact against a divisional opponent, and now we've extended our winning streak to 3 in a row. The rookie Spencer Bayer was solid once again with another 2-touchdown game, taking care of the football and leading some really impressive drives. However, despite our victory in Week 11, it's become a troubling pattern. Like the last game, we only came away with these highlight plays and found the end zone in the first half. Granted, we did get a first down in the second half this time, but it's still concerning to see teams figure out our offense once halftime hits. This raises a perplexing question of whether our offense can make the proper adjustments to sustain their performance throughout a full game. Last highlight of this game, Kendrick Whitworth made a powerful statement on the opening drive, redeeming himself with a spectacular touchdown catch, followed by a couple of more catches. It was great to see him bounce back and prove his worth after being benched last week. We move on with this episode facing off against another high-powered offense in the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 6-4 and currently leading their division, but coming off a loss. Their offense is centered around former first overall pick Trevor Lawrence, who has 23 touchdowns on the year and well on pace for a very successful season. The craziest stat is that 12 of those 23 touchdowns he's thrown so far is to Christian Kirk, obviously leading the league in that category and leading his team in yards as well. And they've also added a deep threat option for Lawrence to throw to in Rashid Shaheed. Their crutch, like the Raiders, has been their defense, who struggles to get sacks, and in that category, Trayvon Walker leads them with 4. And it hasn't been the same since this team lost Josh Allen in free agency, so I envision this game to be very high scoring or even lopsided if our defense can keep up their play. And I would say the stakes are very high now that we've jumped ahead of the Chargers and sitting in second place. To stay locked in for our 4th consecutive win, we need to pressure Trevor Lawrence and hope Nate Hill can extend his sack streak. Having a balanced offensive approach is crucial, mixing up the playbook to keep their defense on their toes. Additionally, making the proper offensive adjustments in the second half will be key to maintaining our momentum. But Trevor Lawrence will lead this team onto the field first, and let's see if we can pick up back-to-back wins in this episode, as Lawrence's first pass is into the arms of Christian Kirk for a gain of 6. And if we want to win this game, he's going to be the guy we need to lock in on. As Etienne takes the carry, follows his big man for a first down. Jaguars quickly picking up their opening first down, and I'm sure Travis Etienne is going to be an essential piece to this offense as well, as Lawrence slings it and finds Etienne right on cue, showing off how he can be a threat on both the ground and through the air. Jaguars running this play on empty. Lawrence quick throw to the flat and finds Kirk again for a first down. He's simply his favorite target, and we have to find a way to contain him, or this offense might catch fire. And now Lawrence finds Shaheed over the middle, and he'll speed his way through for a first down as well. Jaguars on this drive are displaying why they are the 5th ranked offense in this league. Gotta be more aware of where Christian Kirk is. Right now he's in the slot. Lawrence well protected, throws over the middle, and connects again. Christian Kirk has 3 catches on this drive, and this one has to be the biggest one of them all. Now Lawrence launches right, end zone, touchdown! Christian Kirk with number 13 on the year and shredding the Broncos defense on this opening drive for an early lead. Down 7-0, and the Broncos will try to figure out a way to bounce back. They've been able to score consistently as of late, and I imagine that won't be a problem with a lower tier defense today. As Banks will pick up a first down, he'll obviously be a main contributor we'll lean on, and we know he can break free quickly like he did against the Raiders. As Bayer is going to loft this one and connects downfield. Kendrick Whitworth with another big grab and netting himself another 27 yards. Still very much playing with a chip on his shoulder after being benched, as Bayer opens up this second quarter with another strike for a first down. Greg Dulcich makes his first grab of the game, and that will take them inside the 10. First and goal, Bayer with time, throws towards the end zone and too far away. Tries to find Whitworth again, but that throw lacked touch. Now starting the game, 3 of 7. Bayer has a man, got him in the end zone. Greg Dulcich with a nice route down the seams, and the Broncos able to tie this one up. Jaguars starting this drive from the eye. They hand it to Etienne, trying to find space, and Glover will take him down for only a gain of 4. Broncos have yet to get to the quarterback. Hopefully they'll be successful before the half. And now swung out quickly and connected to Williams for a first down, and that conversion will lead us to the 2-minute drive. Lined up in a pistol-like formation, Lawrence scanning, now rolling right, takes a shot downfield, wide open, Rashid Shaheed, and he's gonna race into the end zone. What a frustrating defensive effort where miscommunication will lead us to a 7-point deficit. They will try to make the most of this drive before going into the half. He starts with a toss over the middle, and Mims turns upfield for a big gain. It would be very beneficial if we can come away with 3 here just to give us some more confidence. From the 43, Bayer gonna sling it, and Dulcich makes the catch. And the Broncos will not try to gain more yards here. They're gonna let Fairbairn try from 55. Left hash, kick is up. No good! And we will go into the half trailing 14-7. Not exactly how I pictured us playing against this poorly rated defense, but it also doesn't help our cause when we allow 2 wide open touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence. For this episode, we will check on a divisional matchup with the Raiders, who we just beat, taking on the Chiefs, and they are currently tied, and this upset will help our cause a ton. But it won't mean anything unless we find a way to beat these guys here on the road, as the Jaguars will take over here in the 3rd quarter. Going from the gun, Lawrence drops. He'll opt to dump this off to Etienne, and he'll get wrapped up by Surtain for a short gain of 3. We saw quite a bit of Etienne in the first half, and now he'll get it on the handoff. He's got blockers up front and jetting his way to move the sticks. Good burst there by Etienne, and I hope our defense is going to wake up soon. He gets it again, breaks a tackle, and running right at our guys to pick up another first down. This guy's carrying this offense by himself on this drive. And another touch, and now he speeds by Bush and has a lane down the sideline. Finally brought down at the 11. Travis Etienne, well over 7 yards per carry, trying to bury the Broncos early. Now Lawrence can't find anyone. He's stepping up and muscling his way over and dropped a yard short of the goal line. Jaguars are rushing it down our throats, and we can't do anything about it. Now Etienne again, brought down, and it's about time that Denver wanted to do something about him. Power run formation. They go on the ground on 3rd down, crossing the goal line. Touchdown. Tank Bigsby vultures his way into the end zone, and Duval is up by 2 scores. Jaguars took a lot of time on that last drive. This may result in rust again for the second half, and Banks will lose a yard here. And this has been one of those games Banks wishes he can forget. But the nightmare continues. Swallowed up for another loss, and our big guys up front are somehow struggling against this defensive line unit. Now 3rd and long. Bayer's gonna heave this one deep left side. He's got Whitworth again. Touchdown! Are you kidding me? This is redemption at its finest moment. Kendrick Whitworth is back to form like his rookie year. We have finally found the end zone in the second half, but still find ourselves trailing and down by a score. Can our defense finally put some pressure on Trevor Lawrence? From the I formation, they opt to throw. Lawrence rolls right, wide open downfield. It's Christian Kirk. Colvin on his horse, but he won't get him. Touchdown, Jacksonville. An immediate response to our explosive play, and somehow our coverage was completely blown. We needed to contain Kirk today, and he's the one guy loose in the open field for his 14th score of the year. We jump ahead now to the 4th quarter, down by 2 scores. Bayer drops, launches it right, connects with Dulcich for a first down. Gonna need to find a way to score quickly and get the ball back now. Bayer now 16 of 24 with 2 scores. Banks gets the touch and just simply nowhere to go. This Jaguars defense has been all over him today. Rookie Correa in on this play. Going with a 2 tight end set. They opt to throw. He fires right and finds Dulcich again. Big gain, now they're inside Jaguar territory. A bit over 4 minutes left to play. Bayer, quick throw, finds Sutton for a first down. Portland Sutton shockingly with only his first catch of the game. Dulcich now in the slot on first down. Bayer throws over the middle, finds Banks, he's got no one in front of him. Touchdown! On a rough outing on the ground, Banks is still able to do it through the air, and this game is not yet over. Jaguars just need a first down to finish this one off. Hand off to Etienne, finds some space, and gets halfway there. It's 3rd and 5. Desperately needing a play. Still no sacks on Lawrence. It's a screen to Etienne, and Devin Bush is all over it. Big time play, and the Broncos will have under 2 minutes to try and tie this game. And this kick by the Jaguars will go to the end zone, and Spencer Bayer will try to show us if he has that magic touch in crunch time again. What an exciting second game on this episode. Not what we expected, as Bayer finds Mims and a solid 8 to start. Going empty on 2nd and short. Quick throw, and he finds Banks again. Excellent job as they now cross midfield. Bayer taking the safe route, completed to Dulcich, and they will use their second timeout. Critical 3rd down from the 44. Bayer throws left and completed again. Marvin Mims Jr. with the clutch grab, and now 26 yards from overtime. They go from the gun, and they jump early. And that will result in a 10-second runoff, and the Broncos will have to try and figure this out with 5 seconds left on the clock. Going empty. Bayer gonna fire deep right side. Incomplete, but still 1 second left to play. This is it. All or nothing for the tie. Bayer drops. Gonna heave it towards the end zone. It's short and drops down incomplete. And the Jacksonville Jaguars will deny us the opportunity of our 4th straight win. Exciting finish, but we put ourselves in a very tough situation once again. Except this time it was the other way around, with a terrible first half and figuring it out in the second half, but it was just way too late. We just couldn't get anything going on the ground, and this was by far our worst performance running the ball. Banks didn't even get 30 yards on 15 touches today. We did hold Travis Etienne to about 4 yards per carry in the first half, but then in the second half, we just let him have every lane that he desired. And you would think if we stopped the run, that means we got to the quarterback. Far from it. In fact, we registered no sacks for the first time in our tenure with the Broncos franchise. And that's an area of surprise because rebuilding a team, I always focus on how to add more pressure against opponents' quarterbacks. Spencer Bayer had a very impressive game once again. He protected the football well, threw for 3 more touchdowns, and with our backs against the wall, he rose up to the occasion and led us to some very impressive explosive drives. And who knows what could have happened if we didn't get that false start penalty that costed us another 10 seconds to the game. Those performances will earn him a shot to go up a development trait if he is able to have the same performance next game against the Raiders. It makes absolute sense that he gets this opportunity with the way he's been slinging it out there for the last few games, and somehow still with only 2 interceptions all season. We also have a chance to see a receiver breakout next game as well. I am pretty confident that this is going to be Kendrick Whitworth. I mean, what a comeback story for this guy. Benched in Week 10 against the Colts and comes back with a vengeance, scoring twice in the last 2 games and going over 100 yards in one of them. We split our first 2-game episode, and that will take us to the playoff picture where we are currently sitting in the 7th seed. And I don't want to see the Chiefs in the first round, so we got to put together a few more wins. Let me know if you guys enjoy these 2-game episodes. I find it really fun to do and mixing it up a bit. I might even consider going forward with it if you guys enjoy it. This one will end on a sour note with a loss, but hopefully we can clinch the next 2 with the Raiders, who we already know about, and the Philadelphia Eagles at home. That's going to be a treat. I'll see you in that one. Please subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Till next time, I'm Monkey C, and I'm out.